a couple of days after 9/11, after I lost my first cousin, John Moran, who was a battalion chief of the fire department, talking about the recovery, that what would be needed, the $20 billion that Senator Schumer at the time proposed, and President Bush agreed to. I will tell you, of all the presidents that I served with, and from Clinton to, I met more, but from Clinton to Bush, to Obama, to Trump, that George Bush was probably the most amiable fellow in that position. I got to know him very well, and not well enough as a Republican president, as a Democratic member of Congress, but was invited to a number of great dinners at the White House on the second floor. And I remember one time, my wife Casey, my wife is from Montana, and originally her family's still back there. They're a cattle ranching family, and Casey was a baptized Methodist, a confirmed Lutheran, then she became Catholic. We have three kids, and we were invited to the White House for the papal nuncio was going to be at the White House. And way the Bushes did it, they would about 5 or 6 tables in the room, and I was the only congressman that was invited to it, which was kind of interesting. And they probably wanted something. I didn't know what they wanted yet, but they wanted something. And what they did is they would separate you from your spouse. So I sat at Mrs. Bush's table, and Casey sat between the president and the papal nuncio. Wow. Now, I'd have a hard time knowing what the papal nuncio does, basically, but Casey had not a clue. And at the end of the dinner, the president signed his menu that they had, and everyone had a menu in front of them. And they go around the table, and everyone signs everyone else's menu card. And the president says, "This will be in my library when I retire in Texas." And it has all these great signatures on it, et cetera. And everyone got to take one home with them. And Casey came up to me after, she goes, "Joe, what is a papal nuncio?" And I said, "Casey, basically, you were sitting next to the second and third most important person in the world. The Pope was not at the table, but the president and the papal nuncio were." I said, so I jokingly said, but those are the kinds of experiences I think that, can never be taken away, and things that I think I'll look back always fondly and reminisce about. And had many, when the Yankees won the World Series in '99, being at the White House with the Clintons and Joe Torre and, wow, George Steinbrenner, and, you're meeting all these great players, and, Paul O'Neill and Jeter and all that stuff. It was just wonderful. That was a great, and here I am, a Mets fan, but I was like a kid in the candy shop. My wife Casey's a Yankees fan, go figure. But it was a lot of fun. We had those times as well.